Good morning, everybody. Good morning, it's me, Mitch. Who else? Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. Beautiful Thursday morning here in sunny Melbourne, Florida. And you know what to do. Drink it if you got it. Or alternately, if you got it, drink it. I got it. Ah, good. Well, my friends, how is everybody this morning? Well, I hope. I see the chat's a little active. Give a little time for people to wake up and get in here. 45 so far. Does that sound about right? 47. Refresh that. YouTube evidently has changed the way they put their browser in Chrome, and it's way different this morning. In the way it works. Either I've got something wrong, or they did something, and not that it doesn't work, but it's different now. I won't get into it. I have to get used to it again. When I go setting things up, I'm used to everything being in a certain place and working a certain way, and everything in the software changes every other day. They improve this, improve that, especially in graphics stuff. Always a new user interface, and you never stop going to school for that stuff. Oh, wow. Well, okay, well, you guys got started early this morning. I have just a few, not many at all. I said it yesterday, August 1st, next Friday. I'm having my third Carniversary lunch with the Michael Seeley boys at the Estampa Gaucha Steakhouse in Melbourne, Florida. It's not really an official meetup, but while it would be great to see any of you that are in Central Florida, in the area, stop in. If you want to know where it is or you want details about that, just email me. That would be great. Also, on the same day, that evening at 7 p.m., the reason for the lunch is we're celebrating my third Carniversary, and I'm going to have a 7 p.m. Carniversary live stream to celebrate it. So that'll be here on YouTube, and you don't have to travel to Central Florida. Be easy for you to get to. So I'd like to see everybody there. Buy me a coffee, of course. My Amazon links, of course. You know what to do. It really helps, especially Amazon. So if you got something you've been putting off buying on Amazon before the end of the month, because I'm trying to reach a certain amount of volume for this month. It was a pretty good month because of Prime Day, but Amazon has little bonuses when you reach certain levels, and I don't ever reach those levels, but I'm damn close now. So for the first time in my career, a little jolt on Amazon. Not that it's any big deal, but it's every little bit helps. Would be nice because we start over again next month. So Go to one of my links in my Amazon page, click on it. Once you're in Amazon, just go search for and buy whatever you want. They actually give me credit for it, so I thank you for that. I don't know if that does any good, me talking about it or not. I think it does. I think it does, so appreciate that help. And the last thing on my list here this morning to talk about, it says, turn off the stupid banner. There you go. I have to remind myself. Otherwise, that stupid thing just goes down there over and over and over again for the whole stream, like it's news, like it's something you haven't heard before. All right, let's go back to last night. I think they didn't cut any of my chat like they do sometimes. Chat is rolling. I'm already getting behind her and behind her. Ain't it great? Ain't it great? Everybody's changing their name, coming in incognito, goofing on the rest of us, trying to figure out who is it. Peter says, who is this famous steak mom? Is that another one today? Somebody, or do we have a new person named Steak Mom? I'll see when I get there. Oh, Steak Mom says, hello, everyone. Good to be here. Well, how about that? I see all the usual names going by. So let me start at the beginning. And very first, last night, Proud American. How you doing? Proud American was at 649. 652, Mary M. All the usual early birds. That's great to see. Means YouTube's doing its job and getting notifications if you've hit that bell. A lot of times they fail. People say, I never get notified. I don't know why that is. Mandy Meadows says, see you soon, Mitch and family, and books and beef. That's Meatitude says, in the appropriate accent. Coffee Talk. Welcome to Coffee Talk. I'm a little verklempt this morning. Not really. I just love that. I love that accent. I grew up with that. That's all my old aunts talk. Coffee. I want some coffee. Turn the light on, will you? Or turn it off. Up to you. Oh, I can hear him. Rockin' Keto Amy. Hi, Mitch and Mitch Fitz at 8:30. Sandy Blythe checked in with us. Hi, Sandy. Tune in tomorrow for my new diet announcement. Booby Biscuits, a.k.a. No Slow, a.k.a. If you don't know what a.k.a. means, it means also known as, a.k.a. Gary. Hi, Gary. Good morning. Or good evening last night. Lori Russell says, does it involve biscuits? Carnivore Police with us like, good morning, Dad, Bud, Mitchell. Beautiful. Yorba Linda, California. Oh, right. Just each of us on just a short distance from the ocean in the same continent. And here we are. And my friends, wait for it. There it is. I should prepare for that beforehand. Rick, good morning, Rick. How are you? Lady June says good morning, and it's still around midnight. Holy cow. Jem chimes in here. Mitch, liked your video. See you and Mitch Fitz in the morning, and that was at midnight our time, so 9 o'clock or so her time. Peter. Oh, my God, Peter. What the hell were you doing up at about 2:30 in the morning? Wow. And the rest of you were sleeping until about, 5:36. Wayne Herman chimed in and says, good morning from Lake Gaston, North Carolina. Gary, I'm just going to call you Gary. Gary, that way people may get it. Says Lori Weisel, no. And Rick is back in the morning. How you doing, Rick? It's about 7:40. Mike Seeley wakes up here in Melbourne. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you this morning. Welcome to Melbourne, Florida, home of world-renowned celebrity chef Mitch. You left a couple of words out of that, Mike. I have to edit it and help you out a little. Thank you. Thank you for that. Smoothie, S. John says good morning from steamy, warm Indiana. You know that the high today here in Florida at the end of July is only going to get up to 88. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, go figure. I chimed in. You may think I was late this morning. I didn't chime in until, what time was it? 8:09. Where was Mitch between 5 in the morning and 8:09? Mitch was starting to cook the third iteration of my recent cooking video, making the beef soup. Then I came in here and edited and uploaded a complete video. What I've done is so far, it's like a day's work, and set the whole studio up for the live stream, and got to the everything set up just after 8 o'clock, and said good morning to everybody in the chat. So I've been a busy boy. I'm tuckered out already. I think I'm going to take a couple hours off after this live stream and rest. I did have a good night's sleep though. Robert Warris, good morning, Robert. How you doing? Good morning to the Misfits and Steve Rogers. Captain America superhero in the house from Kansas City, Missouri. Good to see you. And wait for it, Rick, Chief Duck Quacker is in the house this morning. How are you? 8 o'clock, 8:19. And Thomas follows close behind him. Hey, y'all. I just trek all the way here from Aaron's live stream. You guys have so many live streams, I can't keep up with it anymore. But that's good. Good. It'll be a problem when you all start having your live streams right over the top of mine, because, I mean, that's fine with me, but we have to divide up our community even more. And none of us does any good that way. I try to be considerate of other people's timing when, if they've been doing it for a while at that time. Unfortunately, not everybody is like that. I can't do anything about it. It is what it is. Bacon Baby, good morning, everybody. Terry Sue, good morning, Mitch, and all you Mitch Fits, and Gina Cav at 8:16. Loretta Nadell at time 8:16. Terry Sue, Thomas again. Thomas, there we go. Good morning, Tanya. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thomas' brother, okay. And here's Aaron. Hi, Aaron. How are you? It's me, Aaron. Drink it if you got it. Oh, I never need much encouragement for that. Don't forget, if you got questions for me or comments you want me to get involved in, put a QQQ in front of them, capital Q's in the chat. I'll see them. I'm going to try to maybe end this thing on time today. It's been a busy morning for me, but knowing you guys, and we'll see how the attendance is, it'll probably go longer. I can't remember. Yeah, the last time I ended any morning live stream anywhere near an hour was last week Sunday when I had to go on with kilts, and ends up didn't happen anyway. Teaches me. Missed kilts this morning. I was busy working. Tina's here. Hi, Tina. How are you? Good morning. We're getting up to 8:29. Brian Dish. 8:29. Terry Sue. Bacon Baby. Rick. It's coming soon. And Thursday here and a light rain. Yeah, we're supposed to get light rain today, but so far it's beautiful out there, beautiful and sunny. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't 8:29, it was 8:24. We still got a long way to go. And here's Keith Gurrow. How you doing, Keith? Keith only here shortly after being class soon. Terry Sue. Keith says, I'm learning a new trade. Good luck to you, my friend. Jem is here this morning. Good morning, Jem. How are you? And Keith is learning English teaching. Inquiring minds wanted to know. I like to change careers every now and then. Jem is here, back, saying hi to Keith and Terry Sue and Keith again, and we're all chatting away. And it's trying to get to 8:30, and it's, wow. Terry Sue and Rick and Terry Sue and Keith and Lori and Jem and Larry. Hey, Larry Ryan, how you doing? Good to see you. At 8:29, we got Jem. We got Jeff Streslak. Hi, Jeff. How are you, man? And Lori and Books and Beef and Sharon McCabe and Tink Matheny. Hi, Tink and Rick again. Where are you at? Brian Dish. At 8:30 is our winner this morning. Congratulations, Brian. Followed shortly after by none other than Gary. Gary, you had more luck with the no-slow name, but better luck tomorrow. You're right there, though, right there. And then Rick chimed in. Lady June chimed in. Hi, Lady June from over there in United Kingdom. Terry Sue, Smoothie, Keith again. Marla Kelly chimed in. Hi, Marla. How you doing? Carnivore Sandy's Crochet Bug. Good morning. Good morning. You're the first Sandy we have that doesn't spell her name with an I. How do I know that? Because every time I answer a comment from Sandy, and I use voice typing, Google always puts a Y there. So I got to go in and manually on my phone make it into an I. So if you ever make a comment on a video and I want to thank you for it and use your name, it'll be easy. Although you did leave out the apostrophe between the Y and the S, which makes it possessive. That would be Carnivore Sandy's, that belongs to you, crochet bug. Whatever the hell a crochet bug is that something you use a tool? I feign ignorance on, or declare ignorance on tools used in crocheting. Should probably ask Tina about that. And Lori came in at 8:30, and Jevin came in, and Rick again, and Peter makes an appearance here this morning. Hiya, Peter. How you doing? We need a sound effect for you. Maybe nah. I don't know. You tell me. What's a good sound effect for you? Hey, here's Main Runner. Wow. Still 8:30. Jem is at 8:30. And Jem's at 8:30 again. You guys get an awful lot of typing done in 1 minute, 60 seconds. Sandy Blythe, see, with an I. There you go. And Keith is back. Keith is very prolific this morning. Keith, glad to see you. Hope you come back. Bacon Baby is. And Keith, we're at 8:31, and we did it. So I'm going to continue to try to say hi to you and look for something to talk about. I have a video coming out today. I won't even tell you what it is. I want you to be curious enough to click on it and find out. I can tell you one thing, though. It's incredibly worthwhile. And if I had missed it and didn't know, I'd be probably sad that I missed out on something that was as great as this. It's going to be, I always pick oddball times so my releases don't come in a flurry of everybody else's releases. It's a little YouTube trick. So if YouTube tells me that the brunt of my audience is here at 3 o'clock p.m., and I have those numbers, it's not accurate to the hour, so usually about 10, 15 minutes before the hour, I get my video to release, and I think today it was at 2:47 or something, but it'll pop up in your feed, and I hope you watch it. And I think it's worthwhile. And I worked hard on it this morning to make sure I got it out today. Oh, let's see. Rick is talking, and here's a new person, Kitty Sees. Hi, Kitty. Wow. Good to see you this morning. And less junk, more health. Good advice. Richard Williams from Copper Hill, Tennessee is here with us. How are you doing? And I'm trying to separate the greetings and hellos and first people from the ongoing back and forth that I'm not privy to right now, not a part of. And here's where Steak Bomb introduces herself. Hello, old guy. Hello, Steak Bomb. How are you? Glad you're here. Valerie Thompson is here. Mike Silly from Tampa is here. Steak Bomb says, first time watching you live. Well, once you get over the shock and horror of seeing an old man sit behind a microphone, and God knows what comes out of my mouth, I think you might enjoy it, or you run like hell. Either way, that's a common reaction for me. Love it or hate it. So, but one thing you can be sure, Steak Bomb, is that whatever you hear is going to accurately reflect what I think at that time, because I have what's been referred to in the past as mental diarrhea. Whatever's on my mind just comes spewing out of my mouth with no safeguards. So I try very hard to keep it clean and family friendly. But I have been known, not very often, but I have been known to express my opinion on almost any subject. And I wouldn't have it any other way, and I wouldn't want you to be any other way. So, welcome. Good to see you. Lori says, welcome to Steak Mom. And let's see who's new. Celia's here. Good morning to you, Celia. Good to see you again. And Valerie Thompson, good to see you again. Another new one. Candace Cooper. I don't remember that. I'll try to remember it from here on out. Good morning. Awesome seeing you back at it. Well, thank you. You must have been here before. Maybe you didn't. An awful lot of people watch, but don't chat. Don't participate. They can't because they're on maybe a Roku box on their TV. Don't want to have their cell phone out to be able to participate in the chat. And I try to remember the names, or at least recognize the names of new people who come. And after a couple of times seeing the same name, it sinks in. So Candace, it's awesome to see you're back at it too. Steak Mom says hello to everyone. Good to be here. We're glad to see you this morning. And Rock and Keto Amy chimes in. Good morning, everyone. Not that y'all are late. I'm up to like 8:34 in the chat. Uh-oh. What happened? There it comes. For some reason, my computer just gave me the circle of death. I don't know if it really cut me out or not, or if it was just in my computer. We'll see. If I say uh-oh, it means something happened. You may not see it. But I appear to be back. My stream strength is good. Super. Okay, we move on. We're walking, as the tour guide always says. Oh, here's where Peter S. was. That's great. That's great. And Rick says, It's interesting. I am trying to figure out how to automate my chats and make them transparent background. Oh, Rick, it depends on what I don't do much that's fancy. I use to put the chats on my page, which I can't click on. I use the chats in StreamYard, and you're familiar with that, to put it up on the screen like I just did with yours. All I do is in OBS. There's a routine. I don't even remember where I found it. Years and years ago, 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago, I started using it. It's in my, I've got it all programmed into my OBS, and it lets you capture the live chat from any live stream and format it the way you want and put it in your window, like I do with the channel on the right. Other than that, I've never tried to make it fancier or anything else. There's a million ways to do it, though, and you're tech savvy. You know how to figure it out probably better than I do. This is what you get from Mitch. This chat right here. If not for this, you get this. And I think it's kind of a toss-up. After people like me just sitting there like this without that chat scrolling by, and after people who aren't watching the chat have to make a decision, and I think they say, should we look at his pretty face or should we look at the chat? And again, there's a divided opinion on that too. So I give you the option if you don't have the chat in front of you. Maybe you can't participate, but at least you can see what's going on and going by. You can put it in the comments how you feel about it. We'll see. We'll see. So far, I think if it was me watching, just a whole full screen full of my face might be a little overwhelming for many. Let's see, we are 8:56, 8:36, 20 minutes behind. It's not too bad because I'm already pouring down the chat. Didn't have a whole lot to talk about unless you guys ask me a question or steer me down a rabbit hole somewhere. Francine is here. Speaking of questions, how you doing? How you doing, Francine? Hi, have a very nice day from a still cool morning, at least. Montreal, and hi to all your followers, and especially to Chef Mitch. How have you lived without him for so long? I don't know, but somehow he does the cooking, and I still get tired. I'm still trying to figure that out. Thank you, Francine. Kay Bernard, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Max D is here this morning. Keith is still with us. Okay, hasn't started class yet. How about that? I'm trying to read. Hey, QQQ. Thomas, Mitch, I took off work to watch you, of course, but also due to a bad back spasm. Any tips? Wow. Do you know what caused your bad back? Do you know what causes the spasm? Do you have a compressed disc? I've had a painful back for most of my adult life, and I got that thing that I roll over and kind of hang upside down on. And if I ever start to get a spasm again, what I do is I'll do that for a couple of days. I don't do it every day. I don't need to. Only when something ends up pinching a nerve. And what that does, and you've seen me in videos, Thomas, rolling over on that thing. It looks like a sawhorse. It's called an orthopod. Amazon's got something like it, although I don't know if they have it in stock. Let me see if I can find a picture of it here for you. But they have things called like a teeter hang up, all kinds of inversion tables, inversion therapy. Wow. And something with my, there it is. Okay. Let me get the picture up there. Currently unavailable. Well, there you go. There you go. But it looks like this, and if you can find something, they stopped making the one that I have. There, it looks like this. They stopped making the one that I have years ago, but probably have a bunch of pictures here about how that's how you get on it. That's how it looks. You can hang upside down like that, and that's how you hang upside down, and it stretches your spine. It's a little unnerving at first, but you get the hang of it, and as long as you, at first you probably get a little dizzy as the blood rushes to your head, but of course that's going to happen on any inversion table, and you can do all kinds of exercises on it. You can do crunches, you can do twist side to side, you can do back extensions where you lift your whole body up, and I do these when I'm on there, and that really works out the spot. Or you can just stand next to the thing, all folded up, showing off your fabulous body. Thomas, we'd like to see that. At any rate, something like that is the only, other than what a doctor would do, is load you up with friggin' opioid drugs, and I don't think that's the way to go. So that's my advice from Dr. Mitch, who's not a doctor. I make that perfectly and abundantly clear. That's from personal experience about a bad back. But the important thing to know is why. You got to be very careful and know what's wrong with you so that you don't do anything that might be great for one back condition and absolutely destroy yours. Sometimes you got to put yourself in the hands of a doctor. Challenge is to find one that knows what he's doing. A lot of people go to chiropractors. Some of them are very good. Some of them are just supplement salesmen and know very little. How do you know? How do you know? We don't. That's the problem. We get to know a physician based on their presence on YouTube, and that's about the only way you can really get to know how much they know. You can't walk into a doctor's office and say, "Hey, doc, are you any good?" What do you think he's going to say? Very frustrating. Healthcare. They keep talking about healthcare. Healthcare is impossible to find these days. You're stuck with whatever doctor they throw at you in any kind of managed care, HMO. Your insurance company won't pay for this. You're uninsured and the price is too high for that. You got something that's really pressing and bothering you, want to find out what's wrong, and you can't get in to see your doctor for 3 months. That's what we're stuck with. Only option these days is the emergency room. And God, that's a roll of the dice. Gotta tell you. I look back at my stroke visit to the emergency room. They did so much wrong that they could have done better, which would have made the damage from my stroke much, much less, but they didn't do it. They did not give me the clot buster drug. They didn't give that drug to me. Why didn't they give that drug to me? Because some fraud quack cardiologist stopped them. Turns out there's nothing wrong with my heart. They don't know what they're doing. They're trying to treat 20 patients at a time. And everybody tells them, why don't you sue them? You can't sue them. You will never win in court. And they know that. Their lawyers know that. So I try not to be bitter about their incompetence. But what else are you going to do when you're having a stroke? Make a doctor's appointment for 4 months down the road? It sucks. It sucks, but it's our reality. It's our reality. God, the disdain I have for them. And yet, there's some good ones out there, if you can find one. Some caring ones out there. Some knowledgeable ones out there. Problem these days is, all of those guys gave up their medical practice and went on YouTube. Go figure. Go figure. Get an appointment to become a new patient of Ken Berry's. It's a shame. It's a shame. But their philosophy, these guys' philosophy is, Why should I help 20 or 30 people a week when I can help 20 or 30,000? That's great and very admirable. But that doesn't help you personally when you need a guy to pay attention to you, examine you, order tests for you, and follow up in a timely manner so that whatever you need to do to fix it, you can get it fixed. Because I got news for everybody out there that's pushing carnivore. This is the sad truth. Or pushing the proper human diet. It helps a lot. Helps a lot. But it's not going to be very useful in any case when there's new trauma, like I had with my stroke, something that wasn't there before. Our diet is a long-term process designed to keep you from having the trauma. But we have all damaged ourselves so much from a lifetime of listening to their nonsense that we have that trauma. And when we do, how frustrating it is. How frustrating to get somebody that actually can give you advice or medication if you need it, or physical therapy or something that you need it to address your pain right now without just diving into a bottle of ibuprofen, which is trashing your liver all day long. That's the answer. Throw more drugs at it. Only thing we do is stay healthy and stay alive and healthy as long as we can. And the more I experience this so-called healthcare system, the more cynical and soured on it that I get. But I shouldn't totally talk about that. I should be just happy and positive and say, you can do it, you can do it. That's great, and we need them. But we also need realists in here, too, that have to make us feel better, that they understand what we're dealing with out there. And it's maybe not as simple as they make it sound. Well, I got me a little further behind, 8:39. I'm almost half an hour. I'm not comfortable unless I'm a half an hour behind. Okay, you're all telling me how much you love Rick in that blue shirt. Okay. Mark Yost, how you doing? Mark, good to see you this morning. And Alexis is here. Hi, Alexis. Says hello, guys. And you're all just chatting. I'm looking for somebody new or a QQQ. I don't know if I helped you any, Thomas, with your question, but with what I know, that's the best I can recommend. I'm not an orthopedic person. I know that Sean Baker is an orthopedic guy, and he has a new organization called Rivero Health, and you could probably get on their waiting list now. And I think it's going to be a good thing. It's going to help people. But again, when you have an immediate condition, well, you get on the waiting list. In a few months, they may tell you that's okay and get hooked up with your medical insurance. Otherwise, they probably are not an option. And there's a telehealth. And then you'll get a call from some doctor. But the likelihood that that doctor is going to call you is Sean Baker himself. You forget that. So, while that's a step in the right direction to get doctors that actually work for an organization that supports this lifestyle, it still doesn't get you help when you have trauma of some kind. You're still stuck with the emergency room. And I go to the emergency room. I use it. I go to the emergency room more than I go to the VA if something happens to me. And the reason is they have it, it's a one-stop shop. If I go to the emergency room, they have imaging, blood work. They have everything right there. And in a couple hours, you can get closer to the diagnosis right or wrong, at least it's a diagnosis. You can get closer to a diagnosis than you can with 4 months of doctor's office, waiting for appointments, scheduling labs, going to the labs, getting the results of the labs, going back to your doctor for a consultation. You spend months, 5, 6 different trips somewhere, office visits, for him to tell you or describe it as idiopathy. Idiopathy. Is that a great word? Idiopathy. Guess what it means? We don't know what the hell's wrong with you. You suffer from idiopathy. I'm an idiopathic doctor. Don't let the word idio in there tell you anything. Great. Idiopathy. You can't make this stuff up, guys. Can't make it up. And I think what I'm saying, most of you can back up with your own experiences, unless you happen to have a good doctor who's a realist. And they're out there. I've unfortunately never really. I guess my VA nurse practitioner is as close to a realist as anything. She kind of agrees with me, but she's not allowed to, officially, according to VA policy, not allowed to agree with me, and still must prescribe statins. But I have the option of not taking them. Everybody's trying to help Thomas with his bad back. One of those mornings, guys. I'm still looking for a question for me or a new person I haven't said hi to. And I think that's about what I got this morning. And evidently, not a whole lot of people. Got 89 people here. That's a small crowd. Jeff Johnson, the name you know, hi all, just had 5 eggs, primal ground beef, and sliced ribeye for breakfast. Wow, that was good. Damn, that was good. Yeah, sounds good. I can feel my lectin being secreted as I type this text. Good for you, last day on the Cape. Enjoy yourself, Jeff. Enjoy yourself. $8.49. DS111 chimes in. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Trying to grab a glance at the topics you're talking about. And Tuka chimes in. Hi, Tuka from Finland. Question, do we have booby talk? Yes, we do. How are you, boss? I'm fine this morning. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. How are you, Tuka? Good to see you here. Graceful Lily chimes in. How are you? How are you? Good morning to you. Keith is still with us. I thought you had to leave, but happy you could stick around for a little while. And we have Standing Foot here. How you doing? Oh, okay. Thomas is still here. Lori Peters, Steak Mountain, DS111. Oh, wow. And Tanya, still here. Terry Sue. How you doing, Tanya? Good to see you this morning. Wow. Very unusual this morning that I don't have much to talk about. Maybe I should not do a day's work before I do this and just be a little fresher when I get here. I guess from the looks of it, you guys don't need me. Don't need me. I feel like at this time I could put on some elevator music, put up my Be Right Back screen, and sit back and finish my coffee in time to sign out at 9:30 and just let you guys chat away. There's not a single entry in the chat that even involves me. Everybody's just talking to their friends, and that's good. Oh, here you go. Here you go. And B says, Mitch, OldGuyCarnivore, add that to your list for us to buy. Add what to my list? What are you talking about? That thing that I showed you, that invertibod thing? Well, it's on my website, but it's not, according to Amazon, it's currently unavailable anyway. If that's... I got Aaron, the comment before that said my legs are dripping with sweat from vibration blade. Yeah, that's a good workout. I do have one of those on my Amazon thing, and it's a very good one. I use it myself, and very inexpensive. And I think that it's helped my recovery quite a bit. I do it about 3-4 times a week. I don't do it for long periods of time, but I think even if you use it moderately. Okay. You're talking about chiropractors. I've seen the phrase shake your booty fly by at least 3 or 4 times already. Okay. Oh, come on, guys. Okay. Still looking. You're still chatting. Lizzie says, scientists are not backing the carnivore diet. A few of them are. People like Nick Norwich, Dave Feldman, Ben Dickman. These guys aren't medical doctors. Well, Nick Norwich is, but they are scientists. The problem is scientists have to be employed. Lizzie, they got to be employed by somebody. They have to build a career for themselves, which usually means a very lengthy and full CV with accomplishments, a history of publishing their work, because a scientist who doesn't publish, guess will not get out of bed in the morning. You got to publish. And when a scientist publishes their work in a journal of some kind, whether it be a medical journal or the journal of ball bearing manufacturing, it doesn't matter. They got to have their work published and peer reviewed, which means that if you're a loner, you're out there on the fringe, like the scientists in our community are, who are working either to prove what we recommend is right or disprove what they recommend is wrong. Those guys are orphans. Nobody's going to hire them and pay them big bucks, very rarely, because what they're trying to prove goes against the narrative of anybody with big money in this world. Big food, big agriculture, big pharma, big this, big that. Universities are where so much research gets done, and the universities, as we know, are all liberal bastions of absolute and utter bullshit and wokeness. And if you don't believe me, look at Harvard University and the fraudulent studies that Walter Willett puts out. Look at Tufts University and the nutritional studies that they put out telling you that Lucky Charms is 10 times healthier for you than a fried egg. So yes, yes, Lizzie. Scientists are not backing the carnivore diet because there are very few jobs and career opportunities for them in the carnivore space. And you can't expect it to be anything else because that's not reality. That's not the way the world works. They used to joke about starving artists. Well, you become a starving scientist. You keep bucking the agenda. You'll have to take your talents and be a fraud and work. Instead of finding the truth every day, you have to work at figuring out ways to make people believe something with phony statistics, misleading studies that is not the truth, so that they will continue to have the need to buy the crap that your company or your organization is trying to sell them. And in the cases of universities, that's where the funding comes from. Look at the endowments from big food pharma and the like to all of these prestigious, most of them in or around Boston, prestigious universities. See where they get their money. They're certainly not going to get money from big food or big pharma, putting out studies that show you don't need to eat the shit they're selling you, and you have no need for the drugs they're killing you and making you sicker. And the combination of the two is the reason why the health of the American public is as terrible as it is now. And that's the only message that I keep throwing out there, and I'm like pissing into the wind with that. And maybe I'll reach 100 people that watch 5 minutes of my live stream and then go elsewhere. Lady June says, how long does it take for electrolytes to take? It should be pretty quick, but it depends on a lot of factors that you can't just generalize. If you're looking for an immediate effect from electrolytes, you probably won't see it. If you're not going to sound like having a blinding headache and putting a pill under your tongue and the headache goes away instantly, you have to build up the levels in your body. Electrolytes are things that are not taken in response to something that went wrong. There's something that are taken as a long-term prophylactic measure, I believe, my opinion. Like I do, always have them with me. Make sure I drink one full thing, and by the end of the day, make sure I get down to the bottom of it. And then I watch out for the things like leg cramps and stuff like that. And once a year, I go to the VA for my physical, and I get my blood work done, and they tell me whether I'm deficient in this, that, the other things. It's not something I think we can regulate on a daily basis. So that would be how I would answer that question. Whether it's the right answer or not, it's my conclusion, trying to figure out the same thing. Yeah, Terry Sue, it is a smaller crowd this morning, although now we got 108 people, so we're usually up to about 130, 135 about this time. It is what it is. I enjoy doing it. If I didn't enjoy doing this, you don't think I would do this, do you? This is a lot of work. And if the money return is what you're looking for, forget it. Forget it. Period. The best one of these morning live stream videos ever does is 800, 900, maybe 1,000 views. I get paid $5, $6 1,000 ad revenue for it. Would you work this hard and do all this for $5 or $6 a day? Then you turn towards your viewers supported with tips with a tip, like you throw the guy at a bum in the street with a pencil box in front of him, like you throw the guy playing a violin on the corner, the waiter that brings you your food, the guy who brings your car. And I got buy me a coffee. And if you enjoy this and you get something out of it and you like it, you tip the guy. Some of you are very generous. I could count those people on one hand or two hands. And I so appreciate that. And that keeps me going. So even though most of you will let me know how you feel or helps to support me and help me keep doing this, I can't rely on that either. It's sporadic. Have I gotten any coffees today? Nah. No coffees. What have I got today? Just for fun. I got a missed phone call. That's it. Okay. I got a couple yesterday. Small. And that was very nice. But that's not money. It's a tip. It's a tip. And if you can't afford it or don't do it, I certainly don't want you to. But I require it. So then I decided to get my Amazon links. Now, you've all heard this speech before. And at certain times, when there's great deals of sales, you use it. But nobody really. I get a little bit out of it. But again, you add up all that stuff, all that, everything, live streams, the Amazon, the buy vehicle, all that stuff. And that's the reason most people like me have to have sponsors and do advertisements. I've had to turn on the ads, sometimes even the mid-roll ads. I keep trying to desperately figure out how to get paid for all this time I spend and work. It's hard for me. It's hard for me because I am weak now and recovering from a stroke and can hardly walk and relearning to live my life and do all of this, make the videos, be here every morning. For nothing, folks. I'm sorry. It's nothing. It's not your fault. It's the way it's set up. I'm not blaming anybody. I love you guys. So I come here for the company. I come here for the company. More than anything. And if not for the company of you, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing this. Be stupid. Try to make a video every day. Do 1 or 2 live streams a day. 12, 15-hour days. For $20, maybe, if I'm lucky. Maybe I'm just stupid. Sometimes I think I am. And if I sound down, I am. I keep kicking myself. Mitch, why the hell are you doing this every day? What for? What for? And I'm not alone. Every YouTuber feels this way. Everyone. Thomas, you can back me up on this. All right, let me get through this before I get really down in the dumps, and we'll end it today. Question, Mitch, can you add an inversion board to your list? I could probably try to find one, but you can do the same thing. You can go, if you want to help me out, you can go to Amazon. Okay, go to Amazon, click on any of my links. Just click on any of my links. Let me show you, because I keep talking about this, and maybe you guys don't know what I mean. So you go to my website. Here's all the stuff that I have, and you say, and this is so easy. You at the home page. All right, come on. My computer is probably about ready to crash. There's a home page. It says links to stuff I use right there. Click on that. Get to the links. You go to anything on there. You can just start scrolling down. Okay, even if you don't want to buy it. Let's say, okay, I'm going to go on the pink Himalayan salt. I click on that. So up it comes in a window. Himalayan pink salt. Me, personally, purchased this 3 times. Now, I don't use enough of these are huge bags, and I've still probably got that bag I purchased because I got a bag and a half left in my cabinet. Once I'm in to this, I don't need to buy this. I could go right up here to the search bar. Search Amazon, it says, and type what I want to buy. I want to buy a cell phone. Now, remember, once I got to Amazon through the link on my page and go to search for cell phones, if I were to buy this 2000, if I say, okay, add this to my cart, this $2,000 cell phone, I would get credit for that sale, and they would pay me a small commission on it. And if you, and after you added that to your cart, it said keep shopping, and you went on there and spent a fortune, that would make me some actual usable money, not just pennies. And it doesn't cost you a penny to do that. So I appreciate you guys more than you know. You've enriched my life, and I hope I've enriched yours. But we all need to pay our bills, and this is not my only job. I have another job besides this one at 78 years old, just to be able to pay my bills. I've told my story in my life. It hasn't been as good to me as I would have liked. I lost my retirement. I'm trying to live on Social Security, which sucks, and supplement that income and keep going and recover from a stroke and be cheerful and happy every morning to motivate you guys that are struggling with your own problems. I find it hard to just be sweetness and light sometimes. Nobody wants to hear it. I don't want to hear you complain either. But I'd like to help you. Stephanie Boyd asks, anyone had a Euflexa injection for knee? Carnivore has helped me. I still have issues. I don't want the side effects of Brave. Yeah, it's probably a steroid shot, prednisone or something like that. Those things may treat the symptoms, but not the cure. Not the cure. Gemma said, thank you, Gemma. Mitch, let's ask Mitch a question. I don't know anything about it. I know that one time, a long time ago, I got a shot of, might have been a steroid shot in my shoulder. My shoulder was killing me. And it temporarily did it, but it was treating the symptoms. The only thing I've ever found is you have to treat the root cause, and that's inflammation and systemic inflammation and illness, and the only way to fix that is nutrition, period. Got to stop eating the seed oils, the sugars, the grains. Even if you're addicted to them, if you don't stop that, all you can do is keep running behind the progression of your problems, throwing destructive fixes at them that cause more harm in most cases. But yes, they relieve the pain for a short period of time. And that's the prime motivation of the human animal. Seek pleasure, avoid pain. And that's the way our body motivates us. Better than any other way. Seek pleasure. Eat that ice cream. Avoid pain. Baby it if it hurts. And we've invented drugs. Aaron says, is it okay to use vibration for more than 30 minutes? Yeah, I would think it's probably okay, depending on the settings that you do. But I wouldn't overdo it too much. And if you start to feel lightheaded or anything like that, I would stop. As long as you're feeling good. As long as it continues. There's, you get a book with those things of exercises. You could do all kinds of things. You can lay sideways on them. You can kneel on them. You can do all kinds of stuff. And some exercises are not tolerable for some people, so it's pretty well an individual thing. But I think the most important thing you gotta avoid is getting your head vibrated, getting your brain vibrated too much. So what I try to do is get myself in a position where I don't feel my head shaking. When I stand on the thing, if I lock my knees, bam, I just, it's like shaking baby syndrome. It'll kill you. So I flex my knees so that I don't feel my head vibrating that much. That's the only thing that I think would be harmful for maybe doing it too long. If you let those are pretty serious vibrations. You let your head get vibrated too much. Your brain banged around. Jemmett, when is Kiltz coming on and maybe Nelson? Well, I don't know. Kiltz is extremely, he has extremely bitten off more, I think, than even he can chew. The last I heard, I got a message from Alia that they're working on it, and I'm not going to push him. It's not up to me. I love Kelsey, but he owes me. He doesn't owe me anything. And when he wants to come on with me, he will. Same thing with Nelson. Oh, if I don't hear from him in a month, I may shoot him a text and say, "Hey, Kiltz, how you doing? Haven't heard from you." But I don't chase anybody. I don't chase any superstar. I never have, to try to get some of their subscribers to subscribe to me. I don't care. I do what I do. If I think you guys like it, I keep doing it. Like this morning, if I think maybe you're getting tired of it, I tell it like it is. I will never be a YouTube star, big YouTube star. I will never make the kind of money that some of these people are making on YouTube. Some of them are making millions of dollars a year. I'd be lucky to make $1,000 or $2,000 a month in total from all of this work. That's below poverty wages. That is 1/3 to 1/4 of the minimum wage. I shouldn't have to work at my age, 78 years old, but I do. And when I work, I have to make it productive. Fortunately, I'm a damn good computer guy and website programmer and graphics designer. And I'm lucky my daughter has a public relations company. And whether YouTube went away completely or not, it would not affect my life at all, because the money I'm making from YouTube is not affecting my life at all. My life is being paid for by Social Security and my computer work. And that's all I need. I don't need this. I love this. I want to keep doing it. I think I'm helping. We're all a great community. I love it. It's not supporting me, not even close. I try not to. I got 3 different sponsorship offers I'm considering, because the businessman in me said, "Mitch, what the hell are you doing? You're a slave. You're not making money at this." So, yeah, it's like I bought myself a new cell phone. And YouTube probably paid for that. How many months did I have to work just for a cell phone? How much money do I spend doing this to buy equipment, to try to make it professional? How much of myself do I pour into this? You have no idea. Doing silly things like Chef Mitch and stuff. And I'm recovering from a stroke, for God's sakes. I can walk, but it's tiring as hell and risky. But I keep plugging away because I love this so much. It's not for the money, but the money is nice. It lets me have a little discretionary income after the electric bill, which goes up every day, the insurance bill, which doubles, the car insurance, which doubles, the rent, which goes up every year on my lot here in the community for my mobile home. It's a struggle. I'm preaching to the choir. You guys are struggling too. Albert Dosamante says, have you ever had a KEX score? No, I don't give a shit. Thanks, how's that? I don't want to know what my KEX score is. My KEX score is what it is. I've told you this many times. This is how I think. I'm not telling you not to get a KEX score. But people say, Mitch, how could you not have a KEX score? Because I don't want to worry about it. Because if I knew it was very high, I'd worry about it. What could I do about it? Absolutely nothing more than I'm doing already. You don't know if you're going to get hit by a bus tomorrow. But you still got to get out there. There's nothing you can do about that. If it's destined that you're going to be hit by a bus. Well, I've had coronary ultrasounds. I had them when I had my head brain surgery because the medical community screwed up and I had to have brain surgery. They missed a small brain bleed, and that's another story. I had the same things done when I had my stroke many times over, coronary ultrasounds and everything. Nobody said anything. I don't care about numbers. I don't want to know numbers. I'm one of these people that believe my numbers are exactly where my body wants them. So the only thing I can consciously do is give my body the proper nutrition. And I do that according to what I know. Now, maybe that's all wrong too. How do we know? How do we know? How do we know? So no, I don't want to know, because if I do know, and it's really bad, then I may as well just dig a hole and crawl in it, because I will worry obsessively about that until I die. I'd rather not know. I'd rather be fat, dumb, well, skinny, dumb, and happy, and do everything I can to live a healthy life, and that is follow the lifestyle I am. Other people have to know the numbers. They're wired up to machines, CGMs, ketone meters. They try to regulate everything minute by minute. That never ends well. They become obsessed over this shit and forget about the fact that their life is slipping by day by day while they spend all their time trying to live longer. For what? That's not living. Have a life. Have a life. But that's my opinion, Albert. So, no, I don't want to know what it is. I assume it's probably high. The reason I do is I ate shit all my life. Even though I tried to be healthy, I still followed too much of their advice and damaged my body. I then had that stupid brain surgery. I then had that stupid stroke right there where they did the brain surgeries, where the stroke was. And every time I let that goddamn medical community touch me, I suffer for it. And if you don't think I'm bitter about that, I don't know what I can tell you. I don't know what I can tell you. Tammy Petard's question, have you watched Nick's recent video on eggs and something called AGEs? Yeah, I know what AGEs. Advanced Glycation End Products. You have AGEs, all that shit. He was going to tell us how properly cooked them. I don't give a shit about that either. I'm sorry. I think it's great. I like Nick Norris. Nick Norris is a child. He couldn't screw up his body if he tried at that age. Nick, I won't be alive, but I would love to see you when you're 80 and see how all that shit works out for you. Cook the food the way you like. Live your life. Focus on life, not every damn little thing that the carnivore influencers are telling you. You have to watch this. You have to, you know what your creatine levels are? Are you taking this magic supplement and that? Ask your doctor about this. It's maddening. We can't live like that. Human beings are not supposed to. Supposed to eat the food, get sleep, and live your life. We got it too easy these days. There's things that you need to recognize. You need to recognize why you have the problem. Probably addiction, probably bad advice most of your life. But don't sweat the small stuff. Nick, I'm sorry, I can't watch your videos anymore. And I admire you. You make great points. But I can't watch Gary Berg. I can't watch any of those guys anymore in front of a whiteboard with with fancy editing of things flashing in and out. It's a production. A production. They've got boring to me. I really love your Oreo cookie versus statin study. Thank you for that. It validates something I believe for years and years. That let your body put your cholesterol level where it needs, and as long as you are doing a healthy lifestyle that's anti-inflammatory, there's nothing you can do or interfere with any better than what you're doing. And whether you overcook your eggs or not might make the tiniest of differences, small percentages of nutrition. So if you think you're overcooking your eggs and you're losing 5% of the nutrition in that egg, and you're worried about advanced glycation end products, and the key word there is glycation. Glycation. That means sugar. So is it better advice to go zero carb and pure carnivore and not eat the sugar? Will you have less ages, less end products that way? Even if you do overcook your eggs a little bit? I think so. And these are the things. Think. Boy, am I in a mood today, guys. Look what you did to me today. Think. Common sense. But everybody needs to make videos. And the young kids like Nick Norris, they're the rising superstars, and they're smart. The guy's a research PhD and an MD, and he's a child. He knows the science, though, and I don't disagree with him. I can't watch him anymore. He has nothing practical for me in my 78-year-old life. Nothing that makes sense for me to change my whole life and concentrate on some little tiny point. So there's the answer to that question, Tammy. But I'm not saying you should follow it. That is just my opinion at my stage in life and my medical history. And I think at my point in life, I just should make small modifications to what I do. Continue to avoid all plants, all sugars except those that come in meat and eggs, and maybe a little dairy, but I don't do too much dairy. That has made me feel better, get in better physical shape, get to an optimal body weight than anything else I've ever tried. I don't want to change it, but because as far as I'm concerned, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because oftentimes you damage more than you fix when you fool with these things. So I'm going to keep doing that, and as long as I keep recovering from my stroke, if I die in a year, so be it. If I die in 10 years, so be it. Whenever it happens, it'll happen. I will not donate the rest of the time I have left on this planet above ground. Time to enjoy being with you guys. Time to enjoy my family. Time to enjoy the sun and what nature I can. Maybe time to go back and fly my drones. I don't want to spend all that time that I might, because that time is relaxing time and it's good for you. I don't want to spend all that time stressing out about what frigging temperature I must never exceed when I cook my egg because of advanced glycation end product. That is not a life. That is living in a test tube. Not for me. Many of you will say, I'm an old fool. The operative word is old. At least I got this far. At least I got this. Ozzy Osbourne just died. 76 years old. 2 years younger than me. I've watched all my friends die. All my heroes have died. All my family, except for my children, have died. I'm still trucking. So I'm going to bet on the human physiology that I inherited rather than the advice from all these people that are seeking clicks on YouTube with all that whiz bang editing, the professionally done and following every YouTube rule known to man, having the words fly in and fly out and flash in different colors because some psychologist somewhere says that's how you get the message cemented subliminally into someone's brain. I'm sorry. I just come on here and talk. And I try to talk I try to talk common sense, a little reality. And I may be killing myself in the process, but I don't think so. We'll see. We'll see. Meanwhile, I got to make a little money, have a little fun, and get over and recover from this stroke, which is the prime goal I have every day. Not YouTube. It's not anything. It is, can we regain more use of our right hand? Can we walk better without support? So that I can live that life. Because if I can't get out of the house and I can't walk and I become bedridden, there is no life anymore. Outside of television or maybe books. That's pathetic. And then you have your memories, and in your own head you say, well, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad ride. Lived a hell of a life. That's something I can always say. Old guy philosopher, that's me. Whether I'm right or wrong, I'm sure the crowd is split. Jim, thank you so much. Mitch, we love you. Be lost without you. We were lost when you had your stroke. Please know. Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you for the kindness. It means a lot to me. It brings tears to my eyes, actually. Thank you. Mitch sounds down today. Makes me say, no, don't be sad. Don't be sad. I actually have no problem. I have no problems. I don't have money problems. I'm not rich. I don't have money coming in every month that I can count on if I happen to live to be 120. But I'm not broke either. I'm not struggling to pay my bills. Just so you don't worry too much about me, and I don't want you to worry about me. I have 7 credit cards. This from a guy that filed a bankruptcy in 2012, had 2. Okay? I now have 7 credit cards. With 0 balance. 0. Not only do I have 0 balance, but I pay my credit card bill before they send the statement. So whenever I get every credit card statement I ever get says balance 0. You don't owe anything. I do that because I was trying to build my credit back over the years because it was trashed. It was down around 500 and something after I went broke. And I got in the habit of paying my credit card statements before the statement date. So I would always get a statement balance of 0 because that's when they report to the credit bureaus. Now, there are people who will tell you on YouTube videos that's not a good idea because they think that you're just either dead or not spending money. But I don't care. So I'm not in debt. I have no debt. No debt whatsoever. I own my house, even though it ain't worth much. Just a 35-year-old mobile home. I pay a lot rent in here, but that's just rent. That's not if I don't live here, I don't have to pay that anymore. I lease my cars, so I got a car lease that I pay every month, but that I can afford that with the money I make doing my computer work and Social Security. So I'm fine. I have no debt other than that. Don't owe anybody sold. Nobody's chasing me now. And my credit score is now 815. Can you believe that? 815. Because it's been 13 years since the bankruptcy. And when it finally disappeared off my credit, it went up about 100 points. And it's been perfect ever since. And I have no debt. And I pay my bills. And I'm happy about it. So now all of a sudden, I'm not a deadbeat anymore. Not a pariah in society. I'm an honorable member of society who pays his taxes and pays his way. So don't, Jim, I appreciate it, but I could live very well without this YouTube crap, but I just love it so much because you're my friends. I would be giving, if I give this up, I'd be giving up all of my friends, and that would be very, very sad for me. Peter, Mitch, do we need to do extended or intermittent what? Fasting? That's a personal thing. That's a personal thing. I truly think that we don't need to be doing really extended fasts. There are an awful lot of people who recommend 72 hours as a maximum. There are probably things to be gained by doing these radical fasts, but are they really that necessary? I don't know. I would have no way of knowing that. I know that from the consensus that I've heard, autophagy is something that is going to happen in your body because it has to. Even somebody that eats from morning till night, their bodies and cells, the dead cells still need to be cleaned out and rebuilt, and they're going to have some autophagy. That's normal part of human life. How much autophagy depends on how long you go without food, because autophagy doesn't start until nutrition stops. Until your body sees there's no food coming in, autophagy doesn't happen. I've heard that 8 to 10 hours without food and you will start experiencing autophagy. Well, that's great. That could, even if you ate all day, if you sleep for 8 hours, you're going to just get into it, but most of us will wake up. And knowing that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, according to our friend John Harvey Kellogg, inventor of cornflakes, we're heading out there for a cup of coffee and a bunch of food because we will not be able to function. We believe that we will not be able to function until we stuff our face full of breakfast, which consists of mostly sugar, bowl of cereal, skim milk, some orange juice, some toast, but hold the butter. Get some margarine on that toast there, my friend. And for dessert, wow, why don't we have a pastry and another cup of coffee? And we're good till about 10 o'clock in the morning until our blood sugar crashes and we feel like we're going to pass out, and the cravings to eat more sugar overwhelm us. That's how most people live. Even they will experience autophagy. So I don't do extended fasts purposely. I don't care. I'm experiencing autophagy. I eat for 4 to 6 hours a day is my window, but I don't eat all or the total of those. I don't just start eating and then stop 6 hours later. I eat two meals. Sometimes only one meal if I eat a lot, but 2 meals is my average day. I don't eat between meals. I don't snack after. So I go, it's a lot. It's 18 to 24 hours, 23 hours every day without eating. In that time, I think my body, and I get good sleep, so I think my body is experiencing more than an adequate amount of autophagy without having to take somebody's challenge to see how long we can stay alive before we starve ourselves to death. I think that so many people call that a hunger strike, don't you think? I mean, that's what you think of. Somebody protesting something. I never understood why they would protest something and punish themselves. But then again, I never understood why people would burn their own cities protesting something and end up homeless in a burnt out city. I can't understand people's motivations. all I can do is avoid those people, and I do like the plague. So, Peter, I think that's my opinion on fasting, and uh, Dave Asprey would disagree. Kilt certainly would vehemently disagree. Jason Fung. So there's something to it. These people aren't wrong. Those are smart people. There's something to it. Whether what they experience is actually more spiritual than physically that good for them, I don't know. I think it's a good strategy for someone who's got a tremendous amount of weight to lose, but those kind of fasts have to be kind of monitored by somebody. I hate to say like a doctor, but like a doctor or a qualified doctor. And, again, Peter says, Mitch is inside a little bit frustrated. Yeah, it's frustrating sometimes. If I had 200, 300 people here, I'd be happy as a clam. It'd be great. 400, 500. I got to where Ken Berry has thousands of people. But I struggle at this 100 mark. And when it gets below 100, I say, I'm failing. There aren't enough people out there that are interested. My first thought is maybe I do this too often. I know that if I did it just once or twice a week, I would get a little bigger audience. I love the audience that I have. It's just not financially rewarding to have 100 people watch you every day. That just makes sense. It's not financially rewarding. You got to find your reward in something else. And that would be great if this wasn't so much damn work. Because it's a lot of work. A lot of work. At any rate, I'll be all right. I don't have any pressing problems. And my new cell phone that I bought is coming tomorrow. So that's the highlight of my life. A new toy. And that's what my life's all about, because I don't buy anything else. I buy food. I pay the bills, the electric bill, rent, the insurance, all that stuff, car payment. I pay all those things. But I buy nothing else. Don't go clothes shopping. Don't even leave the house. I have this, so don't worry about me, guys. I'll be here tomorrow. What else have I got to do? I always say that to people. What else have I got to do? I don't have my other job that I have where I really make a living, where I really make the money that supports me. I work when do the work when I want and when it's there. And I think it's sometimes I think it's silly to make 10 times as much money per hour, 20 times as much money per hour for work that's half as hard and takes 1/10 as long. It's crazy. So I must enjoy spending my time here, or why else would I? And as a man who never turns his mind off and keeps thinking about this stuff, my main focus in life is, did I do anything today that made me happy? That's the most important thing. Nobody wants to live their whole life in a grind. You want to be happy and content. You want to be satisfied that you're not screwing people over, that people like you, respect you. That's important to me. And I get that from you too. So I still thank you guys. And I thank you also for allowing me to philosophize sometimes, because that's like the two little guys on your shoulders having a discussion. And you have to have both of them. You have to have sometimes you need that little guy to rein you in, and sometimes you need the other little guy to kick you in the ass and snap you back to reality. So I just talk to you guys like your family. And Gary says, do you want to hear about my new diet? Not now, Gary. Tell us tomorrow, because it's 10 o'clock and I'm ready to go. I'm sure you told everybody about your diet in there. I'll tell you what, Gary, we got a live stream tonight at 7 o'clock, private community. See, I'm not done for today with you guys. And tell us your story in the private community. Come on the panel. That'd be great. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, guys. I'll be there. I'm not quitting. Believe me, I'm not quitting. And Rick says, Mitch is like me, not interested in celebrity. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I don't chase any of them. I don't email Ken Berry. Say, I'd like to interview Sean Baker, Anthony Chafee. This guy, Ken Berry knows who I am, but I doubt that Baker and Chafee know who the hell I am. And if they do, I've never heard anything about the fact that I've been acknowledged, and that's okay. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not looking for their audience. They're doctors. They want people that'll put $20 on a super chat to ask them a question. Period. End of story. They want to promote people to come and take part in the new medical services that they've set up, like Rivero. Or like so many of these other doctors, or they're huge private communities where they, I won't get into it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to capitalize on that. Terry Sue says, you are a survivor. Thank you. 9:37. Well, we're catching up. I'm about 20 minutes behind. Jem says, you're a star with me. Thank you, Jem. You are so kind. So kind. And you're all chatting away. We still got 100. See, now the audience still have got 110 people. So we are a small community, but we understand each other. And I'm just one of you. I'm not some authority figure, that some leader of any religious organization that stands up there on the stage behind a pulpit and tells you how to live and what you must do, or God will punish. I don't do any of that. I'm right there with you. I'm right here in there with you. That's why I like this chat stuff. There you go. Terry Sue, you got the right idea. I got a blood test on them regular, and I can't tell you what any of the numbers because I don't care. If I feel good, absolutely right. Absolutely right. We're not supposed to control it. You keep hearing people say, no other animal on the planet consciously controls any of his physiology or even gives a second thought about what to eat. Our bodies, our programming knows what we're supposed to eat, and that's all we want. All of those animals are not miserable because they don't have recipes and they're not cooking fabulously what they consider elegant and tasty meals. Only human beings, which leads me to my belief that sometimes I think we're too smart and we constantly outsmart ourselves every time we turn around. And I don't think anybody can really argue with that. Lori says, amen, Mitch. I must have made a good point. Patricia Keller. Hi, Patricia. Good to see you. Agree, Mitch. Micromanaging your health numbers is an obsession. It is no way to live. We have people now, guys spending millions and millions of dollars and claiming they're going to be immortal. They've solved bullshit. 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 Imagine being immortal and getting run over by a bus. After all that, something's going to come along and get you, my friend. If it isn't an asteroid falling on your head or a bus running you over, or the Earth isn't even immortal. The Earth will be gone in 4 billion years. It will be nothing. It will have burned up as a cinder in an ever-enlarging sun, and nothing you do is going to make you allow you to be alive in those days. There will be no more oxygen in the atmosphere. Some of the estimates say that if humans are able to habitate this planet in 1,000,000 years, it'll be a miracle because of the geological changes. We've been on this planet. Life has only been on this planet. Life, as we know it, other than slimy mold, has been on this planet for only about 550 billion years. That's it. 550 million years, half a billion years. We've come from slimy mold in an atmosphere that will not support the life of today to today. We've gone through all those different ages, which I talk about sometimes when I have time. How much change we're going to have in the next half a billion years? Are we going to survive it? There is no friggin' way. When you look back at all of the disasters, the extinction events, the planetary shifts, the continental movement, all the things that life has had to navigate around in a half a billion years, and you don't think there's going to be just as many or more of those events? The asteroid strikes, the volcano eruptions, the Permian extinction, the dinosaur extinction, this extinction, that extinction. We're not going to be here. You're not going to live forever. Sorry, none of us will. We make it to 100, 120 even. It's a miracle these days, and getting worse because we're getting too smart. And the likelihood of a Terminator movie scenario about machines taking over the world and killing all the humans is becoming more likely and more likely every day with all this scary AI stuff that's coming out. So live your life. Enjoy what time you have. People that are my age, we should take solace and be happy and just be eternally grateful and say to ourselves, we have lived at the best time ever afforded to the human race. It will never get any better than it was during our lifetime. It will only get worse, harder, and more ridiculous to try to survive in this world. So I thank the universe for the fact that my conscious life here on this planet started in 1947 after World War II. And at this late stage of my life, I am seeing the end of the world, literally, coming from every direction, from nutrition to artificial intelligence to World War III to just one thread after another. One of those things is going to happen. Enjoy your life. Yank the wires from your arm. Check your blood sugar as often as you have to if you're a diabetic, but do not live the rest of your life worrying about what your ratio of ketones to blood sugar is. I'm sorry. That is no way to live for a human being or a human animal, because animals don't live that way. They just live. We need to just live. If that's my opinion, and God, I'll have 1,000,000 people disagree with me, I guarantee it. Well, let me run down here to the end, because this has been a lively chat. I really appreciate all you guys being here. I said I was going to try to end it in an hour today. I'm now at 10:12, which is almost 2 hours. I appreciate all the kind words. I'm going to watch the replay of this, although it might be a little painful for me at times, but I'll watch it, and I'm going to try to read most of this prolific chat that just goes on and on and on. You are my friends, guys. I appreciate it. I did get down to the bottom of the chat. Rick, Peter and Rick, and Gary is still here. Bacon Baby, Jim, Lori. Thanks so much, guys, for hanging in there. Give you a little traveling music, a little happy music, so you can say goodbye to everybody, and we'll all get on with our day. Watch out for my little video coming out this afternoon. See you tonight, private community guys. See you tonight in the live stream. I will promise to be a little more upbeat. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, somebody did buy me a coffee. Wow. Let me thank whoever that was. DS111 bought me a coffee. Thank you so much, my friend. All right already, he says. Yeah. I know I'd guilt some of you into that sooner or later. Thank you so much. And another sponsorship opportunity for Mitch. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. So, everybody, Aaron and Jay Bud and Kitchen Witch, Tanya, Lori and Jem, Gary and Rick, Lady June saying goodbye, Sandy live. Good to see you all today. I will see you again tonight as the music ends, and we will get on with our day. And I think I might, even though there's still some coffee left. Okay, music's over. One for the road. All right, Rick, that's for you, my friend. That's for you. Hey, your day is coming up Saturday. Good deal. Good deal. Couch Potato's waving. How you doing, Couch Potato? I didn't say hi to you. Well, I hope I answered the questions in a manner that was meaningful. I guess that's it. With all that said, my friends, take up until 7 o'clock tonight for those of you who are in the community. Take the rest of the day off. Eat meat.